How's it going, horror fans? This is your favorite horror geek, Joby Snyder, and I am here to talk about probably, in my personal opinion, the best take on a very classic fairy tale that I've seen in years. Um, we all know the story of Cinderella. Most of us grew up with the story of Cinderella, and through the many years of life and seeing movies, we've seen so many adaptations of the story of Cinderella. This is taking it to the next level um, in a really great way. Guys, we're talking about the 2025 horror film, The Ugly Stepsister. Um, this is such a great Cinderella story that I think is really it's such a great adaptation of the Cinderella story. What this is it's a Cinderella story, but it's not about Cinderella. It is about one of her stepsisters. The film focuses on the oldest stepsister who wants to win the heart of the prince, but is not as pretty as her stepsister is. Um, and this is about the lengths she will go to um, to beat her sister and find beauty. Um, this movie is so good. I enjoyed every minute of it. I think it is an amazing Cinderella story. Um, it definitely it definitely takes from the original story that the Brothers Grimm wrote, which was pretty brutal. Um, I don't 100% necessarily consider this a horror movie, but if you want to call it a horror movie, it's definitely body horror. Um, this film really talks about the looks. Women are supposed to look a certain way, and if you don't fit that criteria, you're not you're not going to find a husband. You're not going to find love. This girl is completely obsessed with being attractive and will go to any length to to find beauty. Um, it is a Norwegian film, so there are subtitles. I didn't have really any issues keeping up with the subtitles. Sometimes with certain movies I do. I have a hard time, um, but I didn't really have a hard time with this. I was able to keep up with the words and follow the movie, and essentially it is a normal Cinderella story, just a lot darker, much like the Brothers Grimm's original story of Cinderella. Um, this is definitely body horror. Now they said um, I different different people that've seen the movie and different reviews say that this is a brutal, gory horror take on Cinderella, and it is, but it is not 100% as brutal as critics and as other people are making it out to be. Does it have its moments? Absolutely. Is it over the top? Yes. But is it extremely over the top? No. We get brutal moments, but I really do feel like we could have gotten more. It could have been so much more bone crunching and fatal. But with the scenes that we do get that contain body horror, it's enough to make you squeamish. It's a very interesting take on um, cosmetic surgery and having work done to your body. Um, this is a period piece, so it's back in the day before anesthesia and before anything like that. So when they were doing these surgeries with these girls, it's a lot more bone crunching. It's a lot more painful, and these scenes where she's having her nose done, or there's a scene where they're putting fake eyelashes on her, and they back then they had to sew them into the eyelids, and it's very gut wrenching. It's really great to not great to watch, but it's a great body horror. I feel, especially the scene with the eyelashes that got me. Um, it it does kind of take the story of Cinderella and make it very dark. But we're not focusing on Cinderella. We're really focusing on the ugly stepsister and how she is again trying to win the heart of the prince over her more attractive stepsister. Um, it really is a great take on this classic story. Um, and we do get brutal moments. Um, Again, I think it could have been a lot more brutal than it it ended up being, but it does kind of take that leap. Um, the ending is actually pretty disgusting. Um, what she goes through and what she feels like she has to do to become beautiful, and then towards the end when she's rejected and Cinderella, the shoe fits her, and Cinderella is the one that gets picked. She kind of gives up on everything that she's done to herself, and then she kind of lets it out, so to speak. And it's exactly what I'm saying. She just lets it all out, and it's ripped out of her. And it's very graphic and very gross. Um, Not giving anything away, but she when she gives up and she kind of gives herself up to being beautiful, it gets pretty gross. Because they have different ways on how to be thin and how to lose weight, and she takes those steps, and it doesn't work for her. Um, I really I really enjoyed this movie. I was very intrigued and very pleased with this kind of version of Cinderella. I just think that it was a fantastic. Let's just say the Brothers Grimm would be very proud, because originally their original story, that's what happens. The stepsisters go through dramatic experiences in dramatic ways to win the prince over, to keep Cinderella from getting him. So they'll do just about anything, and that includes cutting off body parts, and that's exactly what happens in this film. And it's the scenes are fantastic. It's shot beautifully. The cinematography is just absolutely outstanding in this movie. It's very it's filmed very fantasy, but realistically as well. Um, it's just it's just an all in all really beautiful movie that they they came out with. It's really I just enjoyed every bit of it. Like I said, the subtitles are not that hard to follow. Um, we get bloody moments. There is gore, but it's not as bloody as people made this movie out to be, saying that, oh, this is the bloodiest movie you'll ever see. It's not. It's really not. But there's just enough. There's just enough blood to give those fans of gore a little pep in their step, I guess. Like, to where you're not going to be disappointed if you like blood and guts, if you like body horror, you're really going to enjoy this movie. Um, but you are going to be wanting more. You're be like, I could have done a little bit more. Um, Not saying that what they did isn't enough, because the movie's great. But I mean, it could always be one step, you know, one step more graphic, I guess. Um, but it doesn't take away the fact that this it was done so well, and the story is fantastic. It's a really great take on Cinderella. It's one of my personally one of my favorite adaptations that I've seen in years. Um, and there have just been so many Cinderella movies that come out and come out and come out. This is a great horror version of it, but it's not. Again, it's not really horror. It's definitely body horror. It's not a regular horror movie. It's definitely more about body humiliation and mutilation to your body. It's really just about a girl trying to find herself and trying to, set the standards for what women are supposed to look like, and she feels like she doesn't have what it takes, so she's willing to sacrifice almost anything to get that way, but then soon realizes that you you have to be happy with yourself. You have to feel beautiful with the body that you're given, and all of these extra things like nose jobs and fake eyelashes and you getting rid of body parts. That's not you. You should be happy with yourself, and you should keep yourself whole. But some people are just, it's not enough, and that's essentially what this movie is about. So yeah, guys, if you're looking for a really great movie to watch and you love Cinderella and you want to see a new take on it, I highly recommend you go check out The Ugly Stepsister. It's fantastic. You won't be disappointed. And until next time, horror fans, stay scared, stay safe, and happy watching.